So hi there, how you doing? A very good afternoon. This is me, Jasleen Kapani, the founder CEO of a setup in New Delhi NCR by the name of I'm Decor and Design. We are in the business of designing and manufacturing home and office decor and interior solutions. And as a founder and a CEO, I've got a few thoughts to share on how to keep yourself going the long haul or the long run. So you switch on TV, you see economies turning upside down. You see, some famous personalities passing away. You see the war happening. You see the way the city is with its potholes and roads and infrastructure and stuff. You get a little disgusted about it and stuff, and it may somehow have some kind of anger or some kind of temper or some kind of irritation or frustration and stuff. So the point is that these kind of negative emotions at times help you big time and stuff, and so do the kind of people you are surrounded with, and the kind of circle you're a part and parcel of. Okay, so many months back I shared this one lesson which I read in a book, and I'm going to read it again. And this is one of my favorite lessons also because it talks about a mirror, and because I follow the school of thought of Buddhism, it says that when we look in a mirror, we if we want to polish ourselves, and if we want to grow, evolve, or look better, we've got to improve the way we are. And then when we see ourselves in the mirror reflects back what it is all about. So similarly, when we are in a circle or a part of a group and stuff, the way we talk, the way we, kind of look at things, the way we get influence and stuff are sometimes projections or belief systems of other people and stuff like that, right from the childhood to the present times and stuff. So it's very important to, polish that mirror and kind of work on your own self and enhance your own skill sets or your own personality or your outlook or your approach, because when you look in the mirror looks good, right? So I'll read you an example here, which was so relatable, and I see this happening around so many times that the dreams and aspirations of people gets diminished. And mind you, this is also how some grown-ups talk who are running businesses or they're into coaching or mentorship and stuff and all that. And the moment they call you or you present something or you ask them a question or something, they come up with some very shitty responses and answers, and they don't know how to talk to other people and stuff. Okay, so this is a story about Mike. So Mike spent a lot of time with a bunch of guys in his neighborhood. So I've seen this happen through example by some youngsters I know in college and school and stuff. So I'm sharing this because also in my gym I meet a lot of people also daily. I meet a lot of people in my career. I meet a lot of people in my office. I've got teams and people talking to me and telling me, you know, were opening up about their own, impressions on things and stuff, or what's going on in the family, or what's going on around with them and stuff. And what's very important is to kind of also listen to people to understand if they got any struggles and stress happening. Because if you work as a team, you have to kind of, be able to open up and share what's great and what's not so great. Okay, so Mike was a high school student, and Mike was basically hanging around with guys in the front porch in his free time because he had no goals and he had no dreams, and most of his friends were uninspired people. They were negative, or they had a very small idea about life or about work because they were only, kind of talking about small stuff and all. And whenever Mike suggested something new, they would discourage him and they would say, "Oh, it's so stupid, it's not so cool." And whenever Mike went along with them, they would only do stuff which they want to do, and they would never want to go out of the way or out of the way to do stuff what he would recommend. So when Mike went off to college, he still ran into some negative people, and he knew that if he wanted to achieve things or he wanted to kind of uh, rise above all of it, he had to spend some time with some positive people. And as he started doing that, he started getting a little conscious and stuff and all that. He realized that he started to feel much better about himself. He started to have a better attitude towards life because he started setting goals and dreams and aspirations and stuff. And at the end of it, what happened to Mike was that Mike started running his own production company and had a wonderful family. And he was one by one accomplishing his goals that he had set and stuff. So Mike leaves us with an example that, when you have people demeaning you or projecting their own shortcomings or their own belief systems or their own insecurities or their own complexes on you, or when some people don't know how to talk, you ask them a normal question and they kind of put you down and stuff. So when people are negative and they're rubbing you the wrong way and stuff, pause and understand that, there's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes it's the way the other person behaves and the way the other person talks. And he says, I would have never been able to be where I am if I had kept hanging around with those guys, and if I was only playing in that college sports and games, I would have never had a great accomplishment or a story to share where the influence of other people on my life has left a phenomenal impression on me, and it has taught him this one lesson or this one realization that it's very important to hang around with people who have some goals, determination, some aspiration, some way forward and stuff, and they believe in dumping what's not right for them or what's holding them back, be it friendships or relationships and stuff. And he says, think back to when you were growing up. Do you remember how concerned your parents were about you hung out with and whom you were with and stuff? Did your mom and dad want you to kind of keep a check on the friends and on the circle of influence you had? Some of them were good controls of your parents because they had more sense at that point of time. And he says they stopped us from being with certain friends and people because we were picking up bad habits of those children, and we were probably doing things the way those people were doing and stuff. So if you really want to see what your parents have done and contributed, I think what's very important is to take a look at your you know photo albums and see what your parents have done, the memories they've given, the stuff they've done and stuff. And what's also very important is to look at your circle from time to time and upgrade it. And in business you have profitability and you have loss, right? So if you're profiting by losing negative people and unhelpful or uncordial or uncivilized or rude or petty, attitude people, or people who are not great to talk to, people who got complexes and they project it on you, a good idea would be to dump all of that, because the world is a lot bigger than what you know. So when you're in a certain situation or you're stuck on a particular goal and you look at only those 3 4 people, then you get kind of also ill-treated, or you get used sometimes. So what's very important is to have an expansive open mind that the world is a lot bigger than those 3 4 people, or those 3 4 networking forums, or those 3 4 friends in your college or in your entrepreneurship groups or in your college or in your office and stuff like that. The world is a lot bigger, and you must disconnect from becoming too close and too good a friend with someone who's on a professional note with you, because as a professional you have to maintain that distance of not getting too personal with people, because they start sharing their own negative experiences or their own personal situations or their own issues and stuff, and you start thinking like that. So be like Mike, choose your friends very carefully. You're a result of the last 4 5 people you spend your time and energy with and stuff. So do not ever be scared to spend time on your own if it's helping you also sort out the way you think, because once people become toxic, or once people get into this habit of just ridiculing you or mocking you, or you know making fun of you or calling your ideas or the way you talk or express stupid, silly, lack of whatever, and your results have spoken for you from time to time. You don't have to take those people so very seriously and stuff. And of course, I see so many children in my gym or in my office. They open up, or in my Buddhism circle, or in my, in whatever whatever sphere of my life, every day at work or in my community and around, people open up and share. What's very important is to just kind of remember that positive people matter more. Stay away from energy vampires, people who suck you down, people who bring you down, people who keep telling you that there's something wrong with you. Sometimes, you may not be even feeling in a certain manner, and somebody will tell you, but this is the way you're feeling and stuff. So know how you're feeling and believe in yourself, right? And like Mike, cut out those toxic people, cut out the negativity. Do not be so obsessed and crazy about your success and your goals and stuff that you start entertaining a lot of shit and filth. So rise above all of that and have the courage and the balls to say no. Yeah. And most important is to have a conscience and remember that success is subjective. Success definition varies from person to person, so do not get pulled into when you're getting mentored or coached by somebody you think you've seen on a podium or a forum. You're in awe. But many times those people have just paid to be in those speaker forums, and the journey may not be that great, but it can be a forum where monies are being earned and stuff, and people are being given a chance to just share their own journeys and stuff. So keep your eyes and your ears close to such negativity and such unimpressive stories, and choose people who've actually done something great and are phenomenal. And how do you get to know it? You get to know it not through loud PR or loud advertising or loud marketing and stuff. Sometimes it's just people around you who just know a lot more because they read up more, or they are involved in better stuff and all. It's always a good idea to get hold of or look at good company and positive mindset people. So I'm on jkapani@gmail.com, jashinkapani.im@gmail.com, and jashinkapanioffice@gmail.com. So cheers on a Monday afternoon, 2:15 by the watch. Keep going and keep hanging around with people who are inspiring you, and they give you a good example of where they've been and stuff, right? And it's always it's normal and it's okay to kind of start disliking people that you liked. It doesn't mean that you dislike people and stuff. It just means that you're elevating or evolving. So in my journey, which has been half of where I want to go and stuff, I've met so many people and left so many people behind and stuff. So if I were to feel bad about it, I would die. But I look at it this way that if I have to do some self work and I have to kind of rise above a little higher than what I am, or how I think, or how I conduct, or how I behave, or how I am, then I have to kind of keep a check on the kind of company and people I'm around and stuff, right? So hope this helps and hope this works for you. So stay enthusiastic, stay joyful, stay positive, read more books, follow some quality content, follow the top 10 or top 50 people from the industry and stuff. Because if you just stay at a city level, then you just start to talk of only the city and stuff. But when you go on to the global arena and global level and stuff, then you make a mark, and you also kind of learn more and exchange better information and stuff, right? So if you're in interior designing or architecture, look at the top 10, top 50 people. If you're in fashion, look at the veterans, look at the legendary people and stuff and all that, and stop falling for small business models or small minds, because sometimes they just want to earn monies, and they want to prove that they're doing great jobs and stuff and all that, but in reality it's just a show, right? So, love and luck. Take care. Have fun. Have a blast. And remember, luxury is all about daily life. Luxury is all about extraordinary work and lavish and quality standard and stuff and all that. And that's the way it stays. And treat yourself like, you know, the most important person on this planet and stuff. Because if you value yourself more and you love yourself more, you're going to work on yourself even more and stuff, right? So take care and have fun, have a blast. Bye bye.